Hi, good morning.
Morning. Okay, so is everything clear on my side before we
Yeah,
start?
everything's great.
That's good. Okay, so my name is Belle. How can I call you?
Please call me Koki.
Did you sleep well, Koki?
I'm sorry?
Did you sleep well last night?
Yeah, as well.
That's good to hear. So now let's start our lesson, okay? So
Yeah,
today we have our daily news. Why do huge sales plans fail to excite investors? Is that right?
yeah, right.
Okay, now let's have your words and phrases. Which one would you like to listen to?
I write to race in the US audio.
Let's start. Please listen.
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
Okay, so let's hear the sample sentence.
The company achieved unprecedented growth last year.
The company achieved unprecedented growth last year.
Very good. Next word.
Indifference.
Indifference.
His indifference to the issue surprised everyone.
His indifference to the issue surprised everyone.
Very good. Next one.
Consensus.
Consensus.
The team reached a consensus after a long discussion.
The team reached a consensus after a long discussion.
Very good. Next word.
Inference.
Inference.
She made an inference from the data provided.
She made an inference from the data provided.
Very good. And last word.
Commitment.
Commitment.
He showed strong commitment to the project.
He showed strong commitment to the project.
Very good. Okay, so how was it, Koki? Do you have a question?
Everything is clear. Thank you.
Okay, so now let's continue to your comprehension, and here are the three questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so Koki, would you like to check the question by yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, please check it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so again, let me just read it for us. Number one, what sales amount are two chip families expected to generate by 2027? Number two, how did investors react to the news despite results beating market consensus? Number three, what change is happening in the market at the same time? Okay, so this time we're going to listen to the article. Let's
Why do
listen
huge
and it
sales
starts now.
plans fail to excite investors? NVIDIA has announced unprecedented financial projections for its chip families. Two chip families are expected to generate sales of $1 trillion by 2027. This amount is considered a floor because it does not include the new Grok 3 LPU from a chip startup. However, investors showed indifference to the news even though the results beat market consensus. The stock price stayed flat or fell 2%. Its market value also dropped below the S&P 500 for the first time in 10 years. This situation shows how hard it is to double its current market cap of $4.4 trillion. Such indifference comes from questions about future growth beyond the current AI cycle. Many customers are losing cash flow because they invest heavily in this technology. At the same time, the market is moving from training to inference. This change creates chances for rivals like AMD, Intel, and in-house teams at Google and Amazon. Nevertheless, NVIDIA has strong advantages in its operations because of its supply chain commitments of $95.2 billion. The company also releases new platforms every year, such as its next-generation platform Vera Rubin. These factors act as a barrier and help the company protect its 70% profit margins against lower-cost options from other firms.
Okay, how's it? Would you like to listen once more or that's it?
Yeah, let me listen again, please.
Let's listen again and it
Yeah.
starts now.
Why do huge sales plans fail to excite investors? NVIDIA has announced unprecedented financial projections for its chip families. Two chip families are expected to generate sales of $1 trillion by 2027. This amount is considered a floor because it does not include the new Grok 3 LPU from a chip startup. However, investors showed indifference to the news even though the results beat market consensus. The stock price stayed flat or fell 2%. Its market value also dropped below the S&P 500 for the first time in 10 years. This situation shows how hard it is to double its current market cap of $4.4 trillion. Such indifference comes from questions about future growth beyond the current AI cycle. Many customers are losing cash flow because they invest heavily in this technology. At the same time, the market is moving from training to inference. This change creates chances for rivals like AMD, Intel, and in-house teams at Google and Amazon. Nevertheless, NVIDIA has strong advantages in its operations because of its supply chain commitments of $95.2 billion. The company also releases new platforms every year, such as its next-generation platform Vera Rubin. These factors act as a barrier and help the company protect its 70% profit margins against lower-cost options from other firms.
Okay, so now, Koki, let's
Yeah.
answer the three questions. Okay,
Okay.
number one, what sales amount are two chips families expected to generate by 2027?
They are expected to generate sales of $1 trillion by 2027.
Okay, it is correct. Number two, how did investors react to the news despite results beating market consensus?
They showed indifference to the news.
Exactly, very good. And last one, what change is happening in the market at the same time?
At the same time, the market is moving from training to inference.
Exactly. So we are done here. So that was so fast. Let's have our readout part. You
Yeah,
may now start.
okay. How do huge sales plans fail to excite investors? NVIDIA has announced unprecedented financial projections for its chip families. Two chip families are expected to generate sales of $1 trillion by 2027. This amount is considered a floor because it does not include the new Grok 3 LPU from a chip startup. However, investors showed indifference to the news even though the results beat market consensus. The stock price stayed flat or fell 2%. Its market value also dropped below the S&P 500 for the first time in 10 years. This situation shows how hard it is to double its current market cap of $4.4 trillion. Such indifference comes from questions about future growth beyond the current AI cycle. Many customers are losing cash flow because they invest heavily in this technology. At the same time, the market is moving from training to inference. This change creates chances for rivals like AMD, Intel, and in-house teams at Google and Amazon. Nevertheless, NVIDIA has strong advantages in its operations because of its supply chain commitments of $95.2 billion. The company also releases new platforms every year, such as its next generation platform, Vera Rubin. These factors act as a barrier and help the company protect its 70% profit margins against lower cost options from other firms.
Okay, so that's it. So luckily the Nvidia still the leading and the strong in
Yeah.
this one. I see. Okay, so what are your thoughts about this article? Honestly, I'm not totally familiar with this kind of technologies. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
when you read the article, so it falls about the AI as well in
Mm.
this one.
Yeah, so I'm interested in that situation where the investors didn't show, how can I say, investors showed indifference, they're just indifference to the news.
Mhm.
Yeah, news of really, well, um, sales amount.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I'm working for IT company, the
I
international IT
see.
company, so I'm familiar with this kind of field arena. And
Okay.
yeah, my company's product, is based on somewhat NVIDIA's chips. So
I see.
yeah, I'm contributing to expanding the profit of NVIDIA's chips.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I know how the business model is very strong in this AI
Mm-hmm.
era. Yeah, but from the clients, from the customers, through the customers' rents, it is very difficult to, I guess, I feel the difference between the chips and yeah, so brand new chips and the previous ones.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the newer ones have better performance, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess uh, the uh, the the development is a little bit stagnated because
Mm-hmm.
I guess the room for improvement is a little bit smaller than
Too.
before because
Okay.
the chips development chips or has been developed well already, so the gap between I
Has
like
it already?
yeah, like iPhone, you know, so
Uh-huh.
the difference between previous model and the current one, brand new one, is
Mm-hmm.
very small
Really
compared to
small.
before. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, compared to the difference between iPhone 7 and 8, and then the difference
Mm-hmm.
between iPhone 16 and 17 is very small. Yeah.
I see. No wonder. So it was a good explanation. So because when we buy new smartphones at the
Hmm.
market, so maybe it's become cheaper. But when it comes to the new features,
Hmm.
it's not a drastic change, just
Yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah.
little one, because it's hard to surpass the latest one.
Yeah. So
Okay.
likewise, the
Mm-hmm.
chips industry has same hurdle to
Mm-hmm.
um, push through the customers, investors' expectations. So
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, to create to I can say over get through such kind of expectations,
Mm-hmm.
the companies have to invent completely new architectures and
Mm-hmm.
completely new chips, different from the previous ones, like
Mm-hmm.
which is focusing on more, like this, as you mentioned, inference
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
process.
I see. But Koki, I just want to hear your opinion
Hmm.
as an IT specialist, because what I thought as a normal citizen
Hmm.
that not into the techie side,
Hmm.
I thought the companies are earning a lot of money when it comes to AI. But in the news or in the article itself, it says that the companies are spending a lot of money on AI, but not much earning yet.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, just how can I say, normal companies, not like Nvidia or chip makers, the companies like normal enterprise companies, or just now seeking for how to use AI uh, in their businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. But it takes time, of course,
It takes
because um, previously they didn't use AI.
time.
Uh, so it is in the process of the proof of concept and validation of AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and AI is helpful in some field, but when it comes to how can I say strict genre, like
Mm-hmm.
financial or governmental, and yeah, something along those lines. It is a little
Mm-hmm.
bit difficult because there are strict rules to use
Mm-hmm.
AI because the AI's answers and AI's processes are fluctuate,
Mm-hmm.
not accurate sometimes.
Uh-huh. I see. So it depends on the sector, how
Ah, yeah,
and
yeah.
when we will use this kind of AI.
Mm.
So no wonder in the article mentioned that the AI profit is not so much
Yeah, so
compare what they expected.
yes.
I learned a
Mm.
lot from you, Koki.
Sorry.
I learned something from you about this
Okay,
one. Because when I
I'm
look at
glad to hear that.
Nvidia, what I know is only about the S&P 500. So I'm
Uh-huh.
familiar with this one. But when it comes to Nvidia, but luckily I'm using, in my case, I'm using the AMD. So that's why, oh, it's all
Oh,
about the
AMD.
chips. Yeah, yeah, I'm using the AMD
Oh, you
instead
know
of
AMD.
I
Well,
don't know. I'm just using it on my computer.
okay. But normal people
Uh-huh.
don't notice the name of the chip, you know. So
Ah,
AMD. Yeah,
okay.
you know the name of the chip. So yeah.
Thank you so
You're a
much
techie.
for the translate for me. Okay, so thank you so much. And now let's start our discussion. Question one. So, have you ever felt less excited about something even though it sounded very impressive at first?
Ever felt excited? Something. It's a difficult question. Less excited. Less excited. Mm, it's off topic, but I was a fashion man, a fashion person,
Oh, okay.
when I was a college student. So
Mm-hmm.
I bought a lot of I can say branded clothings all the time. But yeah, after I graduated from my university, and I had less time to wear my own clothings. So
Uh-huh.
and I had less time to show off my my expensive clothing. So
Uh-huh.
I sold the most of them, and I stopped buying new ones. Yeah, and I the year when I became the worker, office worker was 2020, just under COVID-19 situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that accelerate my mm, process of selling my
Mm-hmm.
clothing. Yeah.
I see. So when it comes to the clothing, but why do you think some people lose their interest after the first impression?
After the they cannot get the kick from out of something
Mm-hmm.
uh after a while because
Mm-hmm.
they are used to feeling some feeling to the product or something, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, how can I say? How can I explain that? So I cannot feel I feel I cannot feel that mm,
Satisfaction?
yeah, satisfaction the first time the satisfaction um at the same level of my first time.
Ah,
Everything
okay.
in every how can I say everything for
Mm-hmm.
everything I can say that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So because the first time is the most impressive because that is actually first time and
You have high hopes for the
yeah, high
product.
hopes. Yeah, high hopes, and that had actually enabled me to something, enabled me to do something, and that actually, yeah, newer functionalities. And the first time, so I remember the first time I got the iPhone. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so that is just like a small,
The small one.
small plate,
Okay.
and I can touch everywhere on the screen, and the applications are so
Mm-hmm.
sophisticated. So the first my first experience with phone is Galapagos one. Yeah, so like
Mm-hmm.
affordable and cheap
Okay.
and plasticky and yeah. So that was my that was a time when I was junior high school student.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, when I enrolled to high school, my father gave me the iPhone as my first own phone. So the experience was very great, and that's so impressive. But for now, the smartphone is really normal and prevalent. So
Mm-hmm.
no impression for now. Yeah.
I see, I see. Especially that you are now capable of buying the things, the latest iPhone that you have now.
Uh,
But as you mentioned,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not the biggest changes when it comes
Uh,
to its performance. I
mhm.
see. You know what, Koki? When you're talking about all about your work in the IT place, you're really knowledgeable at your work.
uh,
Okay. So it feels like I can see the soft side of you
uh-huh.
when you're talking about when it comes to your personality. But when you're talking about at your work, you're like a genius.
Yeah, that's why that's my field. Yeah, I
Okay.
have knowledge about it. So yeah,
I see. Okay, so thank you so much. Now let's have your question too.
okay.
When judging a company, do you prefer A, trusting the big future promises, or B, focusing on current results?
I'm focusing on the current results because that is the only proof of the I can say of how the company is doing well. Yeah, because I'm not good at mm, long game, so
Mm-hmm.
that requires a lot of research. Even though AI can assist me to do some research, but that is just the future thing. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure about that. Yeah, and anyone mm, can't know the future of one company.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the most of investors uh, are focusing on the current situation. Shorter, the most of investors looks the market look the market in short period rather than really longer period like 10 years or 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that reflects mm, uh, that in, that help a big pill of my decisions. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I prefer current results and current
Mm-hmm.
reputation, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Even though you will be the investor, you will still focus, or you will you will have this kind of what's the present
Mm-hmm.
rather than what's the future of the company.
Yeah, in terms of each company's, yeah, the current situation, I only focus on. But I mostly invest in like index of the market, like
Okay.
S&P 500. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
is more abstract one.
Mm-hmm.
That is not focusing on one company and the organization uh, of the S&P 500
Mm-hmm.
change the companies in the that index, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to care mind. I don't have to pay my mind to what
What's
kind
your
of
name?
companies are included in the index. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and just when it comes to such kind of index investments, I think those are long game. You know, I don't sell I don't sell the mm, index fund,
Mm-hmm.
index stocks um, in short time. I
Okay.
hold it. I hold it long for a long time.
How you talk about the stocks right now?
Hmm.
Does it also affected with the crisis that we had,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that is
or
true.
it's
Yeah.
also a little bit?
Oh,
It's not related to the situation or the crisis happening these days.
uh, it is a little bit impacting on actually even though they are indexed, mm,
Mm-hmm.
because the economy is unstable. The investors try to hold physical money in their bank
Mm-hmm.
account, so the mood would be selling mode
Mm-hmm.
compared to normal, so safer period.
Mm-hmm. I see. That was a meaningful discussion. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Loki.
Thank you.
Have a great
Have a good
day.
day.
Happy